Okay, so finally, we have some breaking news that I'm actually kind of a little bit on time for. It's not going to be, 4 days late like it was with the Pac 12 Big Ten transfer thing. Baker Mayfield has been traded to the Carolina Panthers for a conditional 2024 fifth round pick. As of recording this, I'm not sure what the conditions are on that. It's probably nothing too crazy. Maybe it becomes a fourth round pick if he plays in so many games, or if the Panthers make the playoffs or something. But it's not even going to be in the next draft. It'll be the draft after that, again in 2024. Last I knew, this trade was pending a physical. I assume that, Baker passes it. And I know he did have a litany of injuries, but I'm sure if they're announcing this trade and it's made all the rounds that it has, I'm pretty sure Baker's physical is going to go just fine. According to this tweet from Mike Garofalo, however you say his last name, Mike G. Let's go with Mike G. This tweet from Mike G says that Baker Mayfield is shaving $3.5 million off of his base salary to get this deal done. The Browns are going to pay about $10.5 million of Baker's salary, and the Panthers are only paying about $3.5 million. So the Browns end up paying a little bit more than half of what Baker Mayfield was scheduled to make this year. I guess it depends on which way you look at it. Did the Browns, are they saving about, $8.5 million or something like that, just because they don't have to pay Baker that much, or are the Browns wasting $10.5 million paying for somebody who's going to be playing against them in week 1 this upcoming season? The NFL schedule makers knew what they were doing. The Panthers were always kind of the main team around Baker Mayfield talks. Sometimes it was the Seahawks, but the Panthers were one of those teams that just continually were sniffing around Baker Mayfield in the rumor mill. I think for the Browns, this is probably the best deal they were going to get, and it is still awful. Baker Mayfield is a starting quarterback for the Carolina Panthers. He is much better than Sam Darnold when healthy. I think that quarterback battle is going to be pretty short. I wouldn't be surprised if Sam Darnold probably wants out of Carolina, maybe try to revitalize his career yet again somewhere else. But who knows? Maybe Sam Darnold has some surprises up his sleeve that I just don't know about. But I think if Baker Mayfield truly is healthy and he has that chip on his shoulder that he will have, I think he'll have no problems beating out Sam Darnold in a quarterback competition. This is a great move for the Panthers. They upgraded their quarterback position. Whether you think Baker Mayfield is a long-term answer or a quarterback that can take your team deep into the playoffs or not, this is a face value upgrade for the Carolina Panthers, and all they had to do was give up a conditional 2024 fifth round pick to do it. I think that's a good bit of business there for the Panthers. The Browns, obviously, not so much. With Deshaun Watson's status still up in the air, as of week 1, it looks like their quarterback room is going to be Jacoby Brissett and Josh Dobbs. That not good. That is horrible. That's stinky. That is bleh. I guess Jacoby Brissett wouldn't be obviously the worst starting quarterback for the Browns. Nowhere near close. In fact, maybe since the Browns came back in '99, Jacoby Brissett might be top 10, maybe even top 5 of starting Browns quarterbacks that we've had here. But man, what an awful bit of business this has been so far. I guess for on the field, the Browns have to hope that this suspension is only half of the season and that the Browns can tread water until he gets back. If Deshaun Watson is out for, the year, obviously, if Deshaun Watson is out for 12 games up to a year, this season could be a disaster. It'll be yet another waste of guys in their prime like Myles Garrett and Nick Chubb. This will be a waste of Amari Cooper's prime too, now that he's been introduced into the offense. I think this could go horribly for the Browns depending on Deshaun Watson's suspension case. I mean, you knew Baker wasn't coming back anyway, but now that it's official, we can really start getting into talks of Jacoby Brissett being the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. That's kind of yucky. And you're the Panthers. Maybe this is the best thing ever because the Panthers now have the top 2 quarterbacks taken from the 2018 draft. Baker Mayfield went first overall. The Giants picked Saquon Barkley at running back with their number 2 pick, and the Jets, with pick number 3, took Sam Darnold. So I guess as far as thought of potential for quarterbacks, the Panthers may have the best quarterback room of all time as far as what people had expectations for heading into their rookie year. But in all seriousness, I think this trade was technically a win for the Panthers. How much of a win, we won't really know until the season starts and, games actually get played. And who knows, maybe Baker Mayfield He plays his best when he's angry or something, when he has that chip on his shoulder. And week 1 against the Browns, it might be a bloodbath in Cleveland. And that is the one thing that really did bug me about Baker the most. I didn't really care about, he acts unprofessional towards the media, and he's, kind of an unprofessional guy. I'm not Baker Mayfield's friend. I don't have to converse with him on a daily basis. I don't care if he's unprofessional or not. In fact, half of the Cleveland media reporters suck anyway. So if he's unprofessional to them, that is great. It's just kind of bugged me that Baker Mayfield, in order for Baker Mayfield to be on his best and on his game, he always kind of needed something to be angry or to be mad about or feel like he had been wronged in some way to play his best. I feel like I want a starting quarterback who is just good because he is good. I want a starting quarterback who doesn't need a narrative he doesn't need a narrative to prove wrong. He doesn't need people to prove wrong. I don't really need a quarterback who's going to go out there and prove all the haters wrong. I would want a quarterback who is supposed to be really good and actually is really good and proves the people right who say that he is really good, not somebody who says, oh, he had a crappy 3-game stretch. Now it's time for Baker Mayfield to go out and throw like 400 yards and 3 touchdowns and with like a 125 passer rating. He did have those games in Cleveland. He will probably have those games in Carolina, but it was just an issue of consistently being in that groove, in that mindset of I'm going to be great today. It just needed that Baker Mayfield needed to have some adversity thrown his way first before getting to that next step. And I think that was what bothered me the most, really. I think the Panthers are getting a pretty decent starting quarterback. Again, nothing that was too great, even in his best year in Cleveland. There were debates of whether he was even top 10 or not. But I think the Panthers did a solid bit of business here. And this is just the Browns having to get rid of a problem for basically any price, and they were really scraping the bottom of the bargain bin with this one. So let me know what you guys think of this trade in the comments section. Let me know if you have more faith in Jacoby Brissett than I do, if maybe it won't actually be that bad. I'm just hoping that the Browns, with Jacoby Brissett at the helm, can maintain some sort of 500 level play, and if Jacoby Brissett is going to be the starter for this season, I don't think it's going to be that good. I don't think they make the playoffs with him. And even if they do, I think if they make the playoffs, they get squashed by a team with an actual contending quarterback in the first or second round. Do you think Sam Darnold is going to make more of a push on Baker Mayfield's starting spot than I think he is? I don't think Darnold stands much of a chance, but again, who knows? This isn't really a fluid situation. The trade's happening, but wouldn't it be crazy if Baker failed his physical and this was all just a big, smoke screen? God, that would suck. I would hate that. Just as I thought I was free of Baker Mayfield rumors, they would come right back if he fails his physical. Holy shit, that would suck. Okay, well, thanks for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.